What's going on, everyone? Welcome. Here we are, another lovely Sunday, and oh my gosh, I'm tired. Yesterday was like really mentally exhausting from that giveaway. I had no idea that's what it would end up like, but yeah, craziness. I know how Panda feels now after he ends up having one of his own massive giveaways. It's just insane. But anyway, how's everyone doing? Everyone coming through all right? Can you hear me? Everyone hear me? Voice to volume to music and all that ratio seems good. Let's do a quick roll call as always. So we got Get Ghost, 4 EMH, Realistic TV, Bob84, Golden Wolf, Christopher Palazza, John Germain, Stephen Cochin. I butcher that every time. Bobby seen that. Dream Crypto Mining, Fudweiser, Goodsy, Ninja Kid, Some Goblin Loser, Digital Mayhem, Ogre, M1GTOW. Jared Polster, what's there? Goodsy, and Thomas Tran, Jared Fulmer, Thomas Tran again. Let's see, I think we're Tenacious Steve. What's going on? Are we caught up? Oh, Chancoin, what's going on? Welcome. And I think Cranky Canadian. We got a Cranky Canadian down there, so I don't know. Yeah, be careful. And Dalek. So, how's everyone doing? What's everyone up to? How much can you make in a day with a 3900 realistically? Well, previously, 3 weeks ago, a 3900X was making about $5 to $6 per day. But now I'm not really sure. I have to do all the math. I'm not sure what it's actually making. I think it's around possibly $2, $2.40 or something like that per day. So yeah, that hash rate difficulty definitely shot up through the moon. But yeah, we'll take a look at that difficulty in RTM and whatnot in a little bit here. Thank you everyone who showed up for the giveaway yesterday. That was a lot of fun. I got maybe little over half of the prizes have been released. I gave most of the address that I have to the vendors to get them. There's still a few prizes I have to go over, but we'll finish those up today for sure. And hopefully everything should be starting to ship out tomorrow, depending on how the companies are business-wise. Busy and whatnot. So again, everyone, thank you for showing up yesterday. It was a lot of fun and good stuff. We have a massive amount of emails. Some of you guys emailed me like 10 times, so I did have a lot of emails to go through, so it's pretty insane. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, guys. Wow, thank you for the answer. No problem there, Daleks. Tenacious, what's going on? Do we have any questions? Anything going on? Prices? Looks like RTM is falling a little bit, but that is not helping out the hash rate at all. The hash rate is still going up, so that's not what we want to see. Hope RTM goes down to like 0.001 of a cent so that maybe people will discount their CPUs and we can all buy some more for future gains. Who knows if that'll happen though? No idea. So what's going on? How's everyone doing? How's your guys' weekend playing out so far? Let's take a look at some quick Ethereum stuff here. Just our weekly thing we usually do. So we're going to take a look at our block rewards. What's our block rewards been looking like? Is there a dark mode for this? Anyone know? I don't know if they have a dark mode, but that's probably a pain to look at. So just like usual, looks like we're sitting around 2. Nothing crazy going on. Oh, we got a 2.6er right here and a 2.1, but yeah, other than that, 2.3. Looks like we're pretty flatlined at the old 2. No super NFT drops or anything happening, so nobody wants to pay them massive miner tips. So pretty boring past couple hours anyway on the Ethereum network. When it comes to hash rate though, oh my gosh, look at this. We were sitting at 750 terahash. That's insane. Look at this. It's just constantly going up and up and up. And what does that mean? As the hash rate goes up, the difficulty goes up. When the difficulty goes up, coins mined drop. So coins yield goes down. So ultimately your profitability on Ethereum goes down. The more people are putting more hash rate on the network. So yeah, as this looks like it's a good sign going up, it's also a sign of your profits going downhill here. But we have seen a nice little price increase across the networks here, so that does usually counterbalance it and make everything that much more profitable. But yeah, yields are insane. We talk about this like every time to understand how hash rate and difficulty affects it. This time I guess it'd be about a year and 2 months now. 350 mega hash was granting you 1.2, what is it? Actually, not even 3. It was like 100, what is it? 12 by 1230, 580. So how much is that? 30 mega hash each times 12. So yeah, 360 mega hash. was yielding you 1.2 Ethereum per month. Now 1 gigahash, you'll be lucky to get half an Ethereum per month. So that is how much the difficulty actually does decrease your profits over time. So it's pretty insane. But yeah, we are definitely climbing way up to the moon there. Now let's take a look at Raptorium. Look at this. Let's do another refresh here. Difficulty. Network hash rate is up to 36.92 mega hash. That's the average here. Currently across these pools, we're sitting at 39 mega hash, depending on how the algo does hit. So that's pretty insane. This hash rate is, people are buying CPUs left, right, and center. It's insane. Stop buying CPUs because we all need more, right, guys? You guys, all you alpha members out there, we need more CPUs, and these guys are taking them all. Why? Is anyone running what's it called here? What do they call it? Intel CPUs. Anybody running Intel CPUs and recently using 1.2.2? Did you guys see a decent boost across those Intel CPUs? Because I don't have any to test, so I'm wondering if you guys actually noticed that. RTM price dropped, still more profitable than XMR, so RTM difficulty is still high. Yeah, for sure, but I wonder what the hash rate on, I took a look, it was like 2.8 gigahash or something, still rolling around on XMR, so it's pretty insane. There's a lot of CPUs that are 100% dedicated to that network. XMR CPU miners, people that are really into it, they're almost like a different breed of people. They're 100% XMR, privacy, everything, and they don't care about any other coin. They don't really care about profitability. They just mine XMR and that's it. They love the network, they love the coin, they love everything. You can tell them whatever, how much they're missing, they don't care. They're mining XMR to the bitter end. So it's good to have people like that to keep a network secure, but maybe they're probably either they're loaded and they're rich and they don't care about actual profits because they don't need it. But yeah, it's pretty insane. Yeah, try to get deals on the marketplace. Yeah, it's hard. I've been looking. I have not been able to find any discounted CPUs for quite some time. It's getting harder to find CPUs now, it seems. So very interesting stuff going across the network there. Mining XMR payout and BTC with unminable. Seb Chaps, you're mining XMR payout. I don't know if that's the best way to do it. You could just use you'll probably save up on fees using like Monero Ocean. That way you actually you'll make a little bit more because you'll be probably mining Haven for the most part, which is a lot cheaper on power, and it'll pay you out in XMR, and you're probably better off swapping it yourself to BTC if that's the way you want to roll with it, because technically running, I don't really know, I haven't done much research in unminable unless you're mining coins that you absolutely cannot mine, like, you know, getting paid on like SHIB INU or getting paid in like ADA or something like that. But when it comes to coins you can really exchange really fast yourself, I would probably prefer just mining the coin and exchanging it to whatever you want, because using unminable, I imagine there's another middleman fee for using their platform, so you're probably losing out paying them a fee to do it for you. So I just think about that before using things like unminable and other type of mining pools and stuff that do that over doing it yourself, even though it saves you the hassle, you're getting the payout you want, but you may be missing out on profits doing it that way. But again, I never did a deep dive into unminable to see what their background fees for, but I know if I was running something, I would not be exchanging, doing all that on the back end for free. I'd probably be having some type of little cut in it. So there's got to be a middleman cut in there somewhere. But again, I do not know. A few people that do use it more, you might have a better intel on all that. Golden Wolf, Raptorium is sending the RTM giveaway. Just wait a few days, I am guessing. Oh yeah, I talked to which one did I talk to? I talked to one of them today, and yes, they're just out of the office or whatever right now. They said they will get back to it in about an hour or two, so that was about an hour ago. So within an hour or so, you should be receiving your 10K there, Golden Wolf. So I talked to them already this morning for you. Other people, the Aeon, I believe, has all been sent out. I'm going to go through my list here. We can actually look at everything that's been happening. So here's my list. Boom. Everything with a check has been talking to. So Golden Wolf, there you are with the 10K. Said I talked to them this morning. So in a couple hours, you should be receiving your 10K. I talked to Yashnik here. So these two, he said he sent out. So the two Aeon winners should have got theirs. Mine Your Own, I sent him the link. So Pearl Rival, if you are here, you should be receiving that. I got to get a confirmation that he's even awake. I'm not sure where he lives and all that stuff, but it's for him to send that out. But and then we got our GPU risers. I sent both addresses in for GPU risers for the splitters as well as the risers, so those are done. Check. I'm still working on getting addresses and still open. I haven't gone through all my emails yet. I have so many, it's crazy. But we're still working on the Miners Collective ones. We should have that resolved by the end of the day. Xrana 991, this has a check, so if you are in the chat or anything, you can see here I have a check there. I did send that address out, so you should be receiving that soon if you haven't yet. And I sent Chad, if you're here, I sent that into Fudwisers, your address, Crypto Manx. I see your email there. I still got to open it and check it out, see if you have your address or not. If not, then send me your address. I did send the RTM to Talon this morning. I will be sending to GMS the ETH prize he won from me. So I'll be sending that out today, depending on fees. We got to check out gas fees because they've been pretty high. And then the 2 GPU hanger risers, I still got to go through some emails and make sure all the addresses are there. But by the end of the day today, everything should all have checks on them and be complete. So that's where we're at so far. So that's about half, a little over half of the information has been sent across. And hopefully the rest should be done for the rest of the day here. Oh, you got your Raptorium? Alrighty, so you got yours. It's cool. TC, I will be staking. Yeah, Golden Wolf's gonna be staking. I talked to well, I didn't talk to iNodes. I messaged him this morning as well. See what the progress on the app is, and if you are unaware about the app that they are coming out with for Raptorium and the smart nodes for iNodes there, which is where I sent that 353k to or whatever, which I should be getting a payment for that tonight sometime. So we'll see what we get this week out of that. But they're supposed to be having an app, and it's gonna be like you're gonna get your own RTM onboarding address through the app. And supposedly the app is for your desktop. It'll work on your phone, as well as Mac operating systems, I believe, and Linux, I think, also. So all platforms will have the access to this app and program. It'll give you your own address to offload into a smart node, and you can literally just mine straight to that address. So you're mining to the app, which will then automatically go to the node. So technically, long story short, you're going to get an address where you can just mine straight to a smart node instead of having to go through all the progress of staking it and everything. And you can keep track of all your gains and how much you have in there, and all that should be linked to your account in your app. So that's going to be quite interesting when that actually comes out, and you can monitor and check all that. So I'm waiting for an update on that to see how that's actually going to play out when released. But hopefully, I think they said a week or two ago it should be ready in a couple of weeks. So it should be getting close, depending on the stage that they're actually in right now. You know, you always run into hiccups. You never know. I always expect delays and stuff. Look at Ethereum. Always expect delays. Speaking of Ethereum, June, if you guys have not heard about that, the latest news and rumors on Ethereum mining is the merge to proof of work, possibly around June of 2022. So that means we have about 8 more months of mining Ethereum on GPUs. So keep that in mind if you're looking at GPUs or anything, you know, ROI values and whatnot. We have about 8 months left. Again, it could be extended. We don't know if this is set in stone, but they're moving the difficulty bomb back again. And you see, when you read blog posts of crypto blogs and all this stuff, all they always talk about is, oh my gosh, the difficulty bomb, this is set for the difficulty bomb, so they got to move to the proof of work. Don't ignore anything you see like that. For the next few months, you're going to see massive headlines saying, this is it for ETH, this is the move, blah, blah, whatever they name it. Ignore everything till at least June now. The difficulty bomb has been here for a year or two, maybe even longer. They've always been pushing it back. They cannot let the difficulty bomb go on the network. They'll push it back every couple months, add an upgrade until they are 100% ready for that merge. So anything talk about a difficulty bomb, just ignore it. In my point of view, just say, okay, difficulty bomb, swipe it away. That's what I do. As soon as I see something come up about a difficulty bomb, I just hit the X button. Not reading this. It's just misinformation. So they're going to be pushing that back. So don't worry about anything about that. We have till June. So far, it sounds like June 2022 is when they want to do the next planned merge. Again, as we get closer, depending how they're coming out, it may be extended again. We don't know. 2 years from now, we could be saying, hey, you know what? The merge is in a couple months. We have no idea how this is going to play out. So right now, it looks like June. So keep that on your calendars, mark it, and just look out for more updates of possible stuff as we actually get closer to the June timeframe here. ETH being ready is like taxes being low. Don't have it. That's another thing. I was reading, what was it? Something popped up on my Google News feed, and there was a YouTube short, and it was something to do with, is Ether worth mining? Is Ether worth it? Is it worth CPU mining for Ether? I was like, what is this? And it popped up a video, a short, a YouTube. Some guy is trying to calculate his earnings of mining Ethereum with a CPU. And I'm like, what kind of person in their right mind would even try mining Ethereum with a CPU? So right away, I was like, okay, I gotta check this out and see what he's actually talking about. And he's literally comparing a CPU to a GPU in 20 seconds of mining Ethereum, like at like 0.0010 hashes. I don't know what CPU he was using, but he was like, yeah, I don't think it's worth it unless you have free power to mine with a CPU. I was like, who would do this? Why is this even here? But yeah, anyway, yeah, that was like a literally popped up big moment. Google News, mining Ethereum on a CPU. I was like, what? It was insane. I couldn't believe it. I just had to look at it. I wanted to comment, but then I was like, no, I'm not commenting anymore, because that was the result of what happened to my channel before. I think was me commenting on someone else's video who was spreading misinformation about miners and stuff. Because when I went through all my whatever facts of trying to appeal, what it came down to is I said, hey, you know, I posted on this guy's YouTube video about this. He was spreading misinformation. And an hour later, my channel was back. So I don't comment really on anybody's video. So if you don't see a comment from me, it doesn't mean I did not watch a video or something. It means I just don't comment on other people's videos anymore, because I think that's what led to my whole past 3 months of a headache. So keep that in mind, if all that other stuff. But anyway, so what's going on, everybody? What are we talking about now? Any questions or anything happening? Red Panda Miner, yes, you never got the GPU winner, yes, yet. I'm still going through my emails. I got about half of them done. So hopefully I will get you the address to that winner probably within the next few hours after the live stream, in a perfect world. But it should be by the end of the today for sure. Okay, apps, what do we got here? That sounds super good. How's your one PSU powering few CPU rigs? Any melted split cables? I do not have it there. I said I'm still waiting for the proper stuff to show up. And when I did that video, it's actually still hooked up. I still have that 1200 watt server PSU hooked up to my 3950X through that 300 watt Pico switch. I could set my camera up right now right quick and show you guys it if you never did see that video, but it is going 100%, no issues whatsoever. Everything is cool, nothing's getting warm, so it does seem to be working good. Remember that 3950X on my settings, 3.6 all core overclock at 1 volt. The on Raptorium, and you know, it has 20 different rotations. On the highest power rotation, it's pulling 138 watts, and on a 3900X, I'm only pulling 118 watts at my setting, and the low is like 80 watts. And on the 3950X, the low is about 84 watts. So I'm not using that much power at all coming off these based on my efficient settings that I do use when I go CPU mining. I'm not using much power, so it's way within all the limits of all these cables. But I am waiting for stuff to come in. Remember, I did use 16 gauge wire on those two going into the breakout board. I have a totally different style breakout board coming in. It's not even a 6-pin breakout board. There's a breakout board that's straight wires coming out at 14 gauge, which should be good to like 300 or 400 watts or something. So way within the limits of what I'm using. And those will be going to six 3900X rigs. Like I said, they average 97 watts and a maximum of only 118 watts with a low of 80. So way within the limits, 14 gauge wire, totally different style breakout board. I just threw this together in that video to kind of, you know, showcase how it could work with this Pico, so you don't have to buy a separate ATX PSU across the board for every single thing. And you know, it helps with cable management. You only need one CL14 to CL13 to CL14 cable going to your 240 volt PDU instead of one per PSU. So that just helps out in cable management and everything. And yeah, everything will be on 240 volt when all said and done. Pearl, here we are, still back at Pearl Rival. Why did Holy moly, Phantom Gigabyte 6600 XT would show 0%. Set it to 0 on OC settings. Now it works. Really? That's insane. Craziness. So I'm going to show you guys. Actually, no, I'll wait till I get everything in to actually show you. But yeah, I'm going to be using 14 AWG cable on when I actually do hook that up correctly. But my mod who actually is using that setup for the last couple of years, he's working on a different way to actually crimp the wires in, because some of you guys were having concerns about that male barrel plug. Depending where you get them, if you do get a cheap knockoff one or something, you may potentially melt it or something. But so far this one has not been getting warm or anything, so keep that in mind. But there are different ways to do it, like crimping it all together and whatnot, and eliminating the barrel plug. That's the thing. I see Mr. Who's AG with the Mr. Canada Canadian leaf flag ordeal happening there. I would try it. Very easy to set up and try. What? Oh, there's LOGMS. Sup? LOLGMS. I did get like all 12 of your emails, so don't worry. And your Discord messages. Once the Ethereum fees do go down, I will be sending that to you. Hopefully today that is the case, but we'll see. Solder wires and forget connectors. Yes, TechBad. That's it. That's what I was trying to say. He's going to be looking into soldering wires and whatnot, and then he's going to show me how he got it all going, and then we'll be trying something else possibly. But I'm also waiting on that other breakout board to show up to see how that will play out as well. Okay, holy moly. Do we have any ads, questions, anything going on in the live chat here? Can I access the Raptorium wallet from another PC? If so, how? Pearl Rival. Yes, you can. If you saw my video on how to restore your Raptorium wallet, copy pretty much your Raptorium wallet, the files that you need, your DAP file and whatnot. A lot easier if you just copy the complete folder. Then you can just paste that onto a brand new PC, computer, whatever you want, and it will open 100% just fine. So you can definitely transfer that whole wallet to a different computer if you would like to. Raptoria is saying, okay, we saw that. That sounds super good. Okay, yeah, how's your, okay, we went through that. Looks like we're all caught up on everything. So any questions? Hive OS. A lot of people yesterday after the giveaway and whatnot, and then I was like mentally exhausted. Panda, you know all about that. It was crazy how exhausting, you know, those giveaways can be. But anyway, last night before bed, I went on the Discord and I saw I had a massive influx of messages and ads and all sorts of stuff going, hey, you know, I can't do this, Raptorium won't upgrade, blah. And oh, I was just like, what is going on here? So I go in, I'm reading everyone's messages, and you're getting errors, and Raptorium, the miner, the 1.22 would not overwrite, and then it totally destroy all the binaries, and people were having major issues going on. The miners were down all over the place. So anyway, long story short, I went in this morning, and it turns out Hive OS did update themselves. So we're gonna have a look at this right quick. Full screen here. Bam. So I did update. Everything is currently tuning. If you are unaware, I'll just go to this rig, I guess, so that you can actually see it here. Let me change my screen so you guys can see this. Pick my draw screen, I guess. Bam, bam. Put this up here. So Hive OS did update. You can see right here, CPU miner OPT GR version 1.2.2. So you don't have to do any of the copying stuff from my video. That was all to manually update it. Looks like Hive OS, all you have to do now is update Hive OS itself, and it removed all versions prior to 1.1.9 from the repository. So all you do now is, you know, hit your force upgrade buttons, hit the upgrade button, go into it. You will have to retune everything. If you did manually, that's why I always like to wait for Hive to do it, because now I have to retune everything we manually updated previously. So, oh, look at that, 744 hashes. What? I'm just kidding. It's tuning. But you're going to have to, I did do these manually, these two, rig 1 and rig 2. You're going to have to reforce everything. It erases everything when you do this upgrade. So no matter what, you will have to, unless you go in there and, you know, save it to another folder and do all the back-end Linux stuff, you can save your tune config if you previously have it and then copy it back. But if you don't do any of that stuff, I didn't, it's just a headache. You just quickly go in there, update, put in your force tune command, and you will have to retune every single rig you have, and at the 222 minutes. So, you know, your 4 hours and 20 minutes or whatever it is. So everything right now is offline and retuning. So we are doing that as we speak. I did that about a couple hours ago, so I still have a couple hours to go. And I did notice, even though we did that test across screenshots where we saw like 500 hashes on one rotation out of the 20, I did notice for the past 2-3 days since I did do that, those two rigs have had a little bit higher average hash rate at the pool. So it seems like 1.2.2 does increase your hash rate. And again, depending on your farm size, it's about 50 to 60 hashes. So if you have like say 6 CPUs, that's 50 across the board. That's 100 per two rigs. So that's like 300 extra hashes you have right there. If you have 30 rigs, you know, what is that? 50 times 30. We'll just do a quick hash rate thing. Because some of you guys do have up to 30 rigs, which is insane. So that's up to like, that's 1.5 kilohash bonus if you have 30 rigs. So that's more than a couple Intel CPUs already mining. So I would highly recommend it. The more rigs you have, I would recommend upgrading to 1.2.2 because you will just see that across every rig, the increase in hash rate will totally stack up. Okay, Golden Wolf. Okay, that's all I need to hear. Time to update Hive. Yeah, I get it. Updates. Start your tuning process now. I started this morning, so I still have a couple hours to go on that. So there we go. What happened with Hive? Well, nothing really happened. Supposedly they did an update and then it didn't work, and then everyone was just crashed. Now they actually have the update in Hive, so all you gotta do is update Hive. That's pretty much all that happened. Some goblin loser. Update Hive OS, retune your RTM miners, and you're good to go. Do you mix CPU and GPU rigs? You can 100%. I don't, not right now. If I ended up, you know, if I ended up having enough GPUs to throw on another rig, I'd for sure throw it on there, because what may as well. If you have enough to fill up a complete GPU rig, then I would. But if you don't, then I wouldn't, because then it's only 30 cents per rig. Let me just run over here again right quick and show you guys how I have mine all priced up. Oh, I totally just wrecked my screen now. Anyway, so you can see these are GPU miner rigs. They are $3 per rig. Now these don't have any GPUs, no GPU mining. They're CPUs only, so they're only 30 cents per month, right? So as soon as I add one GPU in here and start mining with this one, this will go up to $3 per month from 30 cents. So unless I have 6 full GPUs to throw into this, I'm not really going to upgrade to the $3 per month. And I would recommend building 8 to 19 GPU rigs anyway for that $3 per month. Again, it all depends on what you can get at the time and whatnot. So like this rig right here, I don't know what all I got in here. A whole bunch of mixed stuff. 3060 Ti's, 3070s, 470, 580, 250, 700 XTs, BIOS flash to non-XTs for efficiency, and then we got the 5600 XT. So totally 100% mixed rig, but I'm getting as many out of that $3 per month as I can. This frame is right full, so I can't really go any more than that. So I also had like 4 GB stuff on the Ergo rig sitting back there. So I try to get as many GPUs into a GPU rig for that $3 a month as possible, and keep the CPUs by themselves unless, you know, you can fill that thing right up. So that's what I do. Everyone does their own thing and in a different way. Get back over here, move this over, bam, there we go. Questions guys, any questions? What hash are you averaging for your 3900X? They average, remember, it's really hard to get an actual average on Raptorium because of every day your average hash rate is going to be different. Every day it will be, because there's 20 different rotations. So think of that as 20 different algorithms, and depending what it hits, so if it hits like the 15 kilohash more often today, I'm going to have a lot higher average hash rate today than I am tomorrow if it only hits the 2 kilohash one most of the time. So it's always random. Every block, every couple blocks, it randomly swaps over, and you never know which one it's going to be. That's what keeps it kind of ASIC resistant and everything. Kind of like Kapow does the same thing, but it does not have nearly as many individual algorithms on it, but it still has multiple algorithms on it, which does change your hash rate and power consumptions around. But this one has 20. But as for a straight out number, I'm usually about 2.8 kilohash to about 3.3 kilohash on my 3900Xs as an average. In between there is usually what I see my average at when I check it. Just bought my first miner, AppMiner S17. Just an exciting move. Hey, Jimmy Kirk, no problem. Mining is mining. AppMiner S17. That's a BTC miner, isn't it? I believe. I think. I could be wrong. I'm not an ASIC expert. I'd love to be an ASIC expert, but I'm not. Dream Crypto Mining, smash that like button. Why? What's going on? No one's smashing likes? 76 viewers, 38 likes. Yes, we definitely need those like smash, guys. Smash them like buttons, boys, girls, everyone out there. Ladies and gentlemen around the world. Can I use your BIOS settings for a 3700X? Rocket Johnny, yes, for sure, no problem. You definitely can. My little one in her gaming PC, she's 7. She is, what is she at? She has a 3700X, and yeah, I run hers at 3.6 all-core at about 0.97 volts because it doesn't have as many cores, so you can get away with a little less volts, and it has been stable at that. I could probably get away with even less because a 3900X, majority of mine can get away at 0.95 volts. I just had one rig that did want to do the odd reboot, so I just put them all to 1 volt. But I might do some tweaking across them and try and bring that voltage down even more sometime in the future here. I didn't get it. John Franco, what I miss? I'm like, John Francois Aubin, you didn't really miss much. We're just chatting away, you know, a little bit about CPUs and everything that's going on. Riri, thanks. Kim got a noob GPU rig. Building my first rig. My ASRock H110 BTC Plus is here with my low-cost CPU arrives today. Since this is GPU mining only, do I need to do any custom heatsink cooling on the Intel i-Core? No, you shouldn't really have to do anything. I'm not sure how warm that CPU itself really actually gets, but for the most part, stock coolers will be fine. You're not using your CPU at all, so you shouldn't have to worry about anything. Where do I shop for 240 volt 30 amp PDUs? I got mine off Amazon. So that's where I shop for mine. I just found mine on Amazon one day. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. It's a decent price, does what I need. And remember, the difference between metered and non-metered. Metered are like twice the price, depending where you look, but they cost a lot more. But you know, they also have your amp rating, and you times your amp rating by your voltage you're using, and that tells you how much watt you're using, so you know how much kind of a idea of what you're using power consumption wise. But you can save a lot of money by just making yourself a Space Goats meter. You guys are pretty sure all you guys know what a Space Goats meter is, but anyway, it's a power meter for 240 volt. So if you just made your own meter so you can see how much power you're actually using, and then you get a non-metered PDU, then you're just fine that way as well, as long as you're keeping each banks. Like for example, my PDU, it has certain size banks like 8 amps, and another ones are at 12 amps. So 8 amp has CL14 plugs in it, and my 12 amps have CL19 plugs in it. And if you're unaware, most PSUs nowadays that are 1500 watts or over, they use CL19 to CL20 plugs in the back of them, and anything under 1500 watts is CL13 to CL14 type of plugs. If you guys know what I'm talking about. Some of you may, a lot of you may, and some of you might not. But at the same time, you can get conversions depending on the PDU. You can totally run a CL13 plug up to a CL20 plug at that voltage, because the PDUs can be made for that. So there are some that still run the standard C13, C14 plug, but can handle a lot more wattage. Okay, let's see here. Yashnik, smash that like button 3 times. Yes, not twice. Once is okay. Twice will, you know, be bad. 3 times is good. 4 times bad. 5 times is good again. So odd number smashing, guys. Odd number smashing. Bobbers RS, when booting, Hive OS keeps disabling my APU when I have a GPU in my rig, and I would like to use the APU to get a signal to my monitor I have plugged in. I already checked APU and BIOS. Any tips and tricks? Which CPU are you? What CPU and stuff are you using there, Baba? Do you like spam? We'll do that to the like button. Or to a friend. So what time is it there? Here for me right now it is 11:38 a.m. So about 20 minutes till noon here. I'm in Mountain Standard Time in Alberta. Is it bad if my CPU is hitting 80 degrees Celsius, or normally I've got Ryzen 9 3090X and I haven't done any BIOS settings? You should always tweak your BIOS, you know, set your overclocks. You're in Windows or Linux. 80 degrees Celsius, I don't even know what you're running default, which is highly inefficient, and you're probably losing hash rates because it's just bouncing all over the place constantly. So yeah, I would definitely set, you know, like an all-core overclock of something. Like I said, I use 3.6 at 1 volt, and I hardly use any power at all. The stock cooler is 100% fine on a 3950X. That thing keeps it under, like, it's like 50 degrees, 50 to 55 degrees with the stock cooler at running at those temperatures. Now you start overclocking this. I was hitting like 80 some degrees on the stock cooler running fully cranked up. So if you're hitting 80 degrees, depending on your cooler, you definitely got to tweak that thing down. Your APU's on your motherboard. Okay. I'm not sure what you got going on there. Well, you will only get integrated graphics if your CPU supports your integrated graphics. So again, Bob, you want to plug into the motherboard to get a display. It will not work depending on the CPU you're using. So if you're using a Ryzen CPU, it will not work unless you're using a G CPU. Then you'll be able to plug your display into your motherboard and be able to have it. But other than that, if you want to get display, you're going to have to plug in a GPU and you're going to have to plug into the GPU. So that's the only way you will get a display there. Unless you're running Intel. Most Intels do have integrated graphics. Some don't. Remember, not all Intels have integrated graphics either. I run my 2700X at same settings as a 3900X. Works good. Yeah, right on. There you go. That 2700X, you may even be able to bring that voltage down a little bit because it doesn't quite have the cores and threads that, you know, that bigger CPU has. So it does need that little bit of extra power. So that smaller CPU could probably come down a little bit as well. But again, yeah, it totally work at the same voltage. I am using 3900X and getting 2800 to 3000 hashes on our plant. Are you able to set some good pool? What are your settings? 2.8 to 3. I found when I was on our... Oh, wait, you're on our pool? No, you're on our plant. Yeah, our plant, and depending on your miner, our plant has their own miner. It's not that great. That's the first one I ever tried, and when I swapped over to the GR miner, big increase in hash rate right there, right across the board. But our plant, I don't know. I was having issues. I don't know if they're doing something, you know, fishy on the back end. I kind of hint to it sometimes, but I could not get past a certain hash rate. And if I try any other pool, I have an average hash rate over that all the time. So I don't know if our pool is doing something fishy in the background or not. There's a lot of people that have been saying weird things about our plant, but I cannot deny or confirm any allegations because I simply just don't know. I just use our own community pool. We are supposed to be switching to a different provider soon, so hopefully that will help with latency for some people out there, but I do find it very, very profitable. Hi, good evening. Hey, welcome, Mining Pirate. What's going on? Very old motherboard, AM3 HD 3300. Ooh, I don't know if there's any. You may need a GPU for that, Baba. I'm not really that familiar with that board or anything, but you may have to plug into a GPU and not use integrated graphics because it probably does not support it. Jared Fulmer, anyone know what's a safe temp to run a 3700X on an AIO 360 Red Corsair Mining? 3700X shouldn't really need any AIO for that matter, but safe temp, anything under 90 degrees, 85, 90 degrees should be a safe operating temp. AMD says their Ryzen chips can be 90 degrees at 24/7, but you know what? You do what you do. That's just what they say. I would try to keep everything under 70 degrees. And the stock cooler is 100% fine on 3900X and 3950X. That's the Wraith Prism cooler. So unless you're doing some crazy high overclocks and wasting a lot of power, you shouldn't even be close to those temperatures, really, unless you, I guess, live in a desert. There, 12 volt. Kevin Smith. Just joined the stream. Thoughts on the future of Flux? They just opened up SOL and Tron. Yeah, they had their snapshot yesterday. I don't know too much about it. Anything. I haven't really followed it. Max Voltage, Crypto and Tech would probably be one of the best people to explain that whole Flux thing to you guys. I don't think he's in the live stream today, but who knows, maybe sometime in the future I can get him on the live stream here and he can answer some of those types of questions for you, because he would probably be one of the better guys to answer that, because I don't really follow Flux and all that. But yeah, so I'm not really sure on the whole situation, but I did hear they had a snapshot there yesterday or the day before for all that. Jed Fulmer, no problem. You chunk. Okay, any other questions going on? Anybody have anything at all? That would be awesome. It seems like an interesting project in the works. Yeah, for sure it does. Pred Heap. Whoa, that's a crazy name here. What do we got here? Pradheep Venkachalash I try to pronounce everyone's name, so if I butcher it in advance, I'm sorry. So Freddy Benchalalam. Oh my gosh. I recently got Gigabyte 5700 XT. Looking forward to BioSplash. Saw online that 5S version 3 bricks this specific GPU and they recommend to use 2.93 or something. Is that true? Anyone knows? I am not sure. What do you plan on flashing it to? You don't. When it comes to Ethereum mining, you're not really flashing the version up or down or anything. You're setting your memory straps, you know, across the board, and then you're just reflashing the new memory straps in. Again, whenever I get AMD cards, I try to make sure I get the brands that do have dual BIOS switches, like what is it, XFX? Obviously the Sapphire Pulse and Plus. I believe the Red Devils, and I'm not sure if there's quite any other ones that do it, but they all have, those ones do have dual BIOS switches, so that way if you ever do brick some, you just flip your BIOS switch, reboot it, flip it back, and you know, flash the old BIOS right back in there, and you're good to go. Easy to fix that. Easy. You can fix bricked cards, you know, the hard way with single BIOSes, but you know, you need another GPU and a whole bunch of workarounds, Windows command prompt, and whatever else to get around it. It's just a lot more pain. So I only look for dual BIOS GPUs myself, just in case you run into an issue. What's your favorite GPU brand for mining? It all depends. Right now it looks like the 3060 Ti, 3070, and 3080 Founders Editions are my favorite ones. Everything else is LHR. But when it comes to NVIDIA GPUs, I really like EVGA cards. They're great. They have like some of the best fans, ball joints, and everything in there. When it comes to AMD cards, I would prefer the Sapphires. They are more expensive, yes, but they again have the best fans, long durability, the dual BIOS switch. They have the best coolers. So yeah, the Pulse and the Nitros are really great cards when it comes to AMD side. So those are the two I kind of look for. Yes, they're more the expensive side, but when it comes to straight up mining performance, NVIDIA cards, doesn't really matter. You can get the cheapest card you can get, but when it comes to AMD cards, you kind of got to watch out. As a lot of people notice with the 5000 series, like the 5700 XTs and whatnot, getting like MSI mechs, horrible card. Overheat, heatsink was trash. Like those are trash cards right out the get-go. The MSI or the mech cards, they were just horrible when it came. They were overheating. You know, they couldn't do what they could do. Asus is really good for those as well. They make good cards, but it seems with the AMD cards, they're kind of hit and miss depending on the vendors. But when it comes to NVIDIA cards, you don't really get gains and decreases in hash rate like you see across the AMD side. Red Devils, large coolers, and lower temps. See, there's Red Devils. Red Devils, they're great cards too as well. They're in the higher upper price range, and they look pretty darn sweet too. They're sweet looking for sure. Anesthetics, awesome. All right, any other questions out there, guys? What do we got going on? Is there something we should check out? What should we look at? Is there anything? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna SSH into a rig. I started rig 4. I just want to see. I'll make this bigger for you guys. 1 sec here. And see if we are still tuning. I'm gonna make this bigger. Where is it? There we go. Type in miner. And oh, whoa, we're done tuning on this one. Okay, so rig 4 is done tuning. Nice, nice. So that means our other rigs may. So what's the next one? All right, so I ended up. When did I end on? These almost look like. Oh, it looks like we might be fully mining. Okay, I'm gonna go to the pool here. We're gonna check out and see. Are we actually mining now? Or are we down to like no hashes? Go to my wallet. Oh, I'm gonna have to make this smaller so you guys can see a little bit better. Bam. Not that one. Go to this one. All right. And oh yeah, looks like we're mining now. So you can see here, we are not down. So before, oh, rig 6 might still be tuning. It's pretty low. It might not be. It looks like we are up and mining across the board now, minus WS, which is our workstation right there. So now 139 hashes because it is shut off, and we are live streaming on that one right now. Yeah, here are my current settings. We're just kicked in. Yeah, looks like we just started mining again. So all my tuning is complete. 1.2.2 is now live across the board on that. Good stuff. Nice. Done tuning. The evil tuning process is completed. What are your top 4 cryptos to GPU mine? Let's have a look. Let's take a look at what to mine. See what that has to tell us. That will tell me what my top 4 coins are. Bam. Oh man, why did I do that? Okay, let's do this one and make it a different size here. Sorry, I'm adjusting my screen for you guys so we can kind of see some better. Oh, not good enough yet. All right, how about that? Is this? Yeah, that'll kind of show us what we got going on. So let's go at, well, we'll just have to go 130.70. See what that's telling us. Looks like, oh, Ergo's coming back up again, so that's good. Ergo's just under Ethereum. It's getting pretty neck and neck again between those two. The bonus on Ergo, it uses even less power than Ethereum, so big plus there. What we got? BitTube, Cash McCub, Rio's been doing some nice pump and dumps here the past couple weeks. It was shot up pretty good there the other day. This Equal, I'm not sure what this coin is, but it was in first place there for a couple days there last week. That's an interesting coin. Ravencoin seems to be slipping and falling. What's going on with Ravencoin? Anybody have any insight into that? What's going on with Ravencoin? I want to check out my 4 GB cards to actually see if Ergo is still the most profitable. So I got, where's a 570? I guess I'll go check out the 570, see what it's telling me here. Oh yes, Ergo. Oh, Ergo and Raven, but oh, Ergo's way ahead of Raven now. What is going on? Ergo must be seeing a pump or something, or the hash rate drops. It's really funny. One thing you can also, a lot of people like to spec mine or go by hash rate. If you see Ravencoin or another coin hit number 1, and say Ergo is like down, you know, down into like down over here, what I would do in my mind, I go straight to Ergo. Forget this coin here, forget this coin here, forget this coin here. Ergo always seems to come back to number 1. Remember that. People look at this and say, oh, this one's at first, start mining it. So a lot of hash rate pulls off these coins. And when that happens, the difficulty goes down. So if Ergo is down here, we always see it come back up, and it is up again. So people are moving back to it. But I always just stay on Ergo. Ravencoin comes up, people are going to pull hash rate onto Ravencoin. People are going to pull hash rate onto one of these other coins when it goes first. So when that hash rate comes off, say Ergo, if it's down here, you're going to start mining more Ergo, and then it's going to pump back up again, and bam, we're back in there. That's a trend I've kind of been seeing past couple weeks. Ergo always ends up, Ergo and Raven both usually end up back in, you know, the top 4 slots at least. So keep that in mind when you do see another coin pump up. Don't just switch to that new pumped up coin unless you're trying to spec mine it or something, because we know it's just going to come back again. It's going to be back in number 1. So you have like a quick 1 day, 2 days to actually increase your yield just a little bit, because people are pulling their hash rate onto these other top coins for those few days here. So don't both running around, spreading around, saying, hey, you know what, that's top coin, go to it. I don't do that because we know it's only temporary. It's not going to last very long. So that's just a little thing I wanted to point out, because I just noticed Ergo was back here when it was actually down on like 6th or 7th a few days ago for a couple days. But for the past year or so, 6 months, we always seen Ergo up front. So don't go chasing that. Other things that do come with that when you actually chase coins out, depending on the coin, the pool you're at, most of them are, when it comes to GPU mining, are PPLNS. So that's pay per share, time share on there. So the longer you're on the pool, you have a buildup of like your miner logs. So as soon as you leave that, they start declining. And if you go to another PPLNS, you have to stay there for a little amount of time before you actually get your logs up and get in the full potential of your actual rigs. So by the time you actually get your potential all the way up on that coin, it may have lost first place and be back down to 5th or 6th, depending on the pump. That does happen. And now you got to go back to your old coin and you got to rebuild those shares again. So that's another reason why it's not worth quickly jumping to the number 1 coin that's out there. Hope that kind of makes sense to some of you guys. What's going on in the chat now? Check out ugly rig pick, sticky power cable for heat. Oh, we got an ugly rig pick. All right, we're gonna check it out here in a quick second. I'm just gonna see. You sell for profit every day. You can mine the top coin. If you are building asset, you can mine the coin that you have longer aim on. Yeah, for sure. That's a totally different thing. But what if you mine the top coin today and then you go to sell it tomorrow and it's like the 10th coin? So that's what happens when some of those coins at the very bottom, you know, they hit a nice jump and they jump up. Hash rate moves over to that, but the next day it's already gone and you don't make the profits that you should have got. How many 4 GB GPUs do you have? I think I have I think I have 3. I got 3 4GB cards, I believe. Mining away on Ergo. So, let's see. Techman did say check out ugly rig picks. So let me just check out. Where's ugly rig picks here? Bam. Oh, what do we got going on here? Oh my gosh. What do we have going on? Do we have new ones? We don't really have new ones. So let's go through these 3 rig picks because we got 3 since the last time I was on here. Did we see this one? I don't know. October 10th. Actually, I haven't been on here for a while. We probably do have some ugly rig picks. Oh man. Those don't look ugly. Those look nice. Oh, I remember talking about those. Those are nice. But what is this? Let's look at this. I gotta change my view, guys. I gotta change my view because now you guys can't see nothing. Bam, bam. Okay, there we go. Now you guys can see. What do we got going on here? Let's open this up. Let's take a look at some couple ugly rig picks while we're here. We got a RepTech motherboard. It's a little blurry, but we got HP server power supply. Are they hanging? We got power supplies hanging. Now, oh my gosh. Who is this? So I can just see. I don't want to call anyone out. Crypto Mako, what are you doing? You're insane, buddy. You're insane, buddy. Now, I don't know if you have support underneath here, but number one, why? Can anyone tell me why you probably should not be doing this? Anyone? Top of your head, I'm going to give about 5 seconds. See what kind of answers you guys come up with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nobody? Nobody? All right. So, me looking at this is what I see. So these are hanging, so that's all right. That's fine. They're hanging. It's okay. But look at all these cables are plugged in here. All the weight is pulling down. So what happens if this slips? If this comes half this lodged here over time, this is going to short out. This is going to spark, and that's going to cause major issues and a possible fire. If that breakout board half out of that, you got to fix this. This is definitely in the ugly section. You got to fix this before it's too late. Make sure nothing happens. Although you do have the tension of this kind of pushing up in here, but oh my gosh, I'm getting shivers looking at that. That's insane. Why are you doing this? Put them down. I don't want those to get pulled out. That'd just be bad. But yeah, thanks for the ugly rig pick. Much appreciated. All right, let's take a look at some melted stuff. Melted stuff. Oh, what is this? That doesn't look ugly. This looks pretty nice, but we'll check it out. Seeing how we're here, we'll check out some pictures. Looking nice. That's not ugly whatsoever. That is a nice setup here. Look at that little mini board. That's aw. Nice little cute little mini ITX board here. Hashing away, obviously. That's probably doing some Raptorium right now. What is this cooler though? That's a Corsair or something, but it's a pretty big monster up there. Nice, good stuff. That's not an ugly rig pick though, but it's a pretty nice pick. And here we got Mr. Boris. He's got stuff melted all over the place. Look at these ASIC connectors, guys. This is what you don't want to happen. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's a bad day. ASICs. Look how they're getting all dry and corroded. And you can just look at it. Look how brittle these wires are getting. If you start getting brittle looking wires, you should probably change them up before this does end up happening. Oh my gosh. That's not good. That's not good at all. Techman, what do you got here, Techman? What is this? Okay, this is what you're trying to say. What's happening here, Techman? What is this liquid? What is that? Techman? Exhaust. Where were you? 14 deteriorating. Where are you talking? You're saying I'm gonna look back. Check out sticky power cable from heat. That's from heat. It just got all sticky like that. Bert is back for electronics. Every time they short, they go Bert. Oh, so that's from the heat that just would like the moisture just suck out of it, or what's going on here? How does this happen? Explain to us, Techman. Is that water just seeping out of the rubber and plastic ordeal? Oh, that's horrible. That'll short some stuff out for sure. I gotta check out my plugs now, make sure they're not sweating like this or something. The insulation is deteriorating. Old cable, probably 20 years old. Okay, gotcha. But yeah, look at that. Look how much that just came right out of it. That's insane. Check your cables, guys. Always keep an eye. Every couple days, just have a peek at things. Make sure everything's up to par. You don't want anything bad happening because things can happen fast. Oh, that's insane. Crazy. What's Fundwise talking about? Kevin Smith, totally worth the effort. Crispy. Yeah, totally crispy. Overheated plastic releases crap. Oh yeah, for sure. It stinks. Burnt plastic. You imagine that smell in your house too? Ooh. Only on a 650 watt system. Damn. See, yeah, look at that, guys. Always inspect, check things out at least every couple days. Probably every day is the safest way to do it, but yeah, definitely don't want to be messing up that. Okay, do we have any last minute questions and stuff going on, guys? Woo, merge push back. Yes, Mr. Steal Your Blocks, correcto mundo, June 2022. And possibly even longer when we get closer to that date. It is the continuous use ages things. Yeah, continuous use. Always, that's why sometimes used isn't always the best way to go about things. Especially when it comes to like powering stuff. You want to make sure everything's in decent connection. You don't want to mess around with your PSU and you don't want to mess around with your cables. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Got to run to the RPM stream. Oh, Red Panda's going live, guys. So there you go. Techman probably got to take off. He believe he's a mod there as well. Mr. Steal Your Blocks is like, what? RPM is on. Everyone's on the RPM train. So it sounds like it is. You know, I'll just do a quick YouTube Google search here. We'll find out if he's actually going live or not. So let's take a look. Red Panda Mining YouTube. Is he going live? Red Panda Mining. Panda Dance. I don't see nothing. Is he going live? How to build, how to do this. I don't see anything in his ordealio. It doesn't look like he's going live. What's going on here? What's people talking about? Kill the like button. Well, don't break it off completely. You know, we need that like button for future videos, guys. I don't see anything live yet, but we do have to wrap this thing up regardless. So if you hang out over there, say Rabid Raid. Not yet. Notifications are on. Oh, gotcha. Hey, Sam, what's going on? You're late. You're late. Everyone's late. And if you guys are unaware, look at all those green. If you want your name in green, that means you are a Wolfpack member. And you get fancy little cool things like this. Where's my... Oh, yeah, look at that. Miner rigs, CPUs, GPUs, Rabid Mining symbols, Bitcoins, Ethereums. You get all that cool stuff as well. We got a thumbs down and a thumbs up. What? Don't be hitting that down button. It's all about the ups. Oh, so anyway, do we have any last minute? Is that the thing? Is that the ordeal? Open a new tab. I just opened a new tab. Something went wrong. You opened a tab to your YouTube studio there, Techman. I think. Yeah, that says go to YouTube Creator Studio. You're sending everyone to the studio. Would you be playing New World soon? I don't know. My 3080 is an EVGA card, and I heard New World is still destroying EVGA cards, so I do not plan on trying it anytime soon. Because I do not want my non-LHR 3080 EVGA card destroyed. So no, I'm not going to be touching New World on that thing at all. 2Miner BTC. Yes, I remember you guys were talking about that. I have not checked it out yet, but I'll definitely have to look into it sometime soon. I'm just wondering why 2Miners is doing that. They're getting another middleman cut to try to make more money off all its miners or something. Need a video to how to cash out RTM. Well, RC, when Raptorium hits, you know, $1, possibly $10, I will do that video of me cashing out a few $1,000,000. But until that happens, I don't plan on selling any RTM at the moment. I can go to the exchanges and show you, you know, this is the exchange you use, but I do not want to be selling any of my coins right now. So that's why I haven't done any type of exchange, how to exchange RTM video. Yeah, only card that will make sense. Huddle. I'm rocking 3080. It's not bad. If you are taking last minute questions, I just wanted your opinion on Solana. Do you like it? Oh, Solana. I got asked that too like a couple weeks ago at Tim Hortons drive-thru, actually, of all places. And I am not too familiar with Solana. I haven't really looked into it too much, so I can't really comment on it. Again, Max Voltage would probably be a better person to ask on that, as he seems to follow all the networks and stuff a lot closer. I just go through mining stuff. Can you use your PC while you're tuning? I would not recommend using your PC while tuning. I would tune it, then just don't touch it. That way you can get the best optimal tune possible at that point. So I'd set your screen actually at like to shut off in like 30 seconds, 1 minute, whatever the fastest way is. And then I'd set it to tune, walk away, come back in 4 hours or something when it's done and check on it. So that'd be the best way to tune it. You can use it if you absolutely want to, but you may not get the best tune because as soon as you move your mouse, open a program, it'll use a little bit of your CPU and stuff, and it just won't show the correct hash rates that you should have been getting based on its tune. Reason of you believing in RTM? Because I mine RTM too, but don't know much about the projects. Thanks. It's more of a spec mining thing, but it's a decentralization ordeal. They got 2 different chains. There's a proof of work as well as the nodes. The nodes is the double spend 51% protection if you are unaware how it works. So the network, it's not really full-fledged yet, but it's really early and young. So it's still an early spec mining type of speculation. Sometime middle of next year, smart contracts and whatnot are supposed to be added to the network. So in return, depending how they work and everything and who adapts it, and if exchanges start picking it up more as more people start mining and it gets more known, prices could just start going up. So right now it is more of like, you know, a couple year hold to see if, you know, the potential value of the coin could go up and just make us a lot more than what it is right now. Even though right now mining it is profitable for sure if you just want to sell it right away, but we're just holding out for the future and see if, you know, something could potentially happen and make this coin take off. So that's why I'm just, you know, in the RTM network right now. Sol is one of the best. Look into it. Is it? Sol is one of the best. Good project. So people down there are telling you that Sol sounds like it's pretty good. So, you know, maybe I should be looking into this more often. You guys should be yelling at me saying, hey, check out this coin. Is it mineable? It's mineable. Maybe I should throw a card or something on it. I don't know if it is or not. Is it alright to run a GPU mining app like T-Rex while mining an RTM tune? Well, yeah, you probably shouldn't, but I did. When I tuned my 5950X, I had my 3080 mining away in T-Rex to flex pool mining Ethereum because I wasn't shutting it off. That's 100 mega hash right there. Like, why? So I do it. You're going to be mining together side by side in your machine anyway, so I guess it wouldn't really hurt too much to actually have that running. CCX. Which one is CCX? That's not Conflux. I really don't like Conflux. They're a bunch of misinformationers. Which one is CCX? So is that oh, Conceal. That's Conceal. There we go. Yeah, Conceal I don't think is too Kryptonite GPU. That is a cool actual algorithm when it comes to GPU mining. I think you can, was it like DAG files like 1 or something and it never increases? Am I correct? Is that what Rio's using? Let me see. What's Rio or Ryu on? Where's Rio? Oh, I'm on the wrong cards. No wonder it doesn't even show up for those. Where is a 3090? We're gonna go 3090 just because. Where Rio? Yeah, Kryptonite GPU. Yeah, so Kryptonite GPU. I do like that algorithm when it comes to GPU mining. It's like 100% GPU miner's dream algorithm. Sure, you don't get the mega hashes. You're more in the hashes and kilo hashes, but it's just the way the algorithm works. And the DAG file never increases. At least on Rio, it doesn't. Other coins might be having it. Yes, Conceal is correct. We just saw it in there. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't looked into that one too much either. I know Conflux, when they first came out, they were extremely profitable. They were more profitable than Ethereum mining. They came out with a 3-year promise that they will never have a halving in the first 3 years. And then there was like 4 months later, they did a triappling. Like they knocked it down 75%. So profits, block rewards, everything just crushed. Now they're slowly starting to come up again and whatnot. But yeah, ever since anybody says anything with Conflux, I just say not looking at it. I don't want anything to do with that coin. Oh. All right, guys. Well, I guess we will sum this up. If Panda's going live and whatnot, you guys can feel free to go check him out. I gotta finish getting all these giveaway winners their prizes, because we don't want any unhappy giveaway winners. So hopefully by the end of today, everything should be counted out. Everyone should have their funds sent to them, and anybody who is getting something sent to them, all the distributors will have your address. So I'll be finishing up those emails, catching all you guys out. Thanks everyone for checking out, and I will see you guys on the next one. Rabid out.